Hey everyone, Rick here with Hit and Run Candlesticks. How are you today? Market just closed up about half an hour ago, and this is Thursday, January 7th, 2021. And I've got some trade ideas I'm going to add to the watch list here, and a couple of trades I'll talk about that I entered today. And man, another great day in the market. I hope everyone is doing well in the market. If you have any questions or anything, you can certainly post them on YouTube. We do have a 7-day trial if you're interested in coming in the trading room for 7 days. And no credit card. I mean, it's free, so no problem. We don't ask for credit card or anything. Check below in the text below, and I'll make sure I have a link there for you. We also in the mornings and in the mornings, I'm also posting pre-market gappers on our Facebook channel, our Twitter channel, and our LinkedIn channel. So if you belong to one of those, or you would like to belong to one of those, check us out in there in the social media, and you can grab some of those morning pre-market gappers that I post out there in the morning before the market opens. I'll post them out between 9 and 9:30 a.m. Eastern, so they're there right before the market opens up. Okay, so let's take a look at this. FNGU, this is one of the charts I follow. This is a pretty important chart to me. I treat this like I treat the SPY. I follow the direction of this chart. I've never traded it ever in my life. I simply just follow it. And it kind of guides me along in the market just like the SPY does. So right now, what I see is we had a chance to really roll over and get clobbered here. The buyers stepped back in and pulled us right up. And now we're testing this 282.90 area right over here. We start to see some follow through. That could lead to some higher moves. Right now, I have to put my idea at the moment with this chart is the bulls are still in charge, and it looks to me like we're still going to move higher. Nothing suggests that we're not. Now, anything can happen overnight, and we have not really broken through anything big here, so we'll be a little cautious, but I still like the chart. Looks good. SPY really worked out well today. We had a nice gap up, and the gap held. If the gap didn't hold, that would have brought us back down close below this 374 area. And if we would have collapsed off the highs, that would have been a big shooting star, but it didn't do that. So far so good. Bulls are still in charge. Let's keep her going. A few charts. Well, let's talk about a couple charts I got long today. On yesterday's watch list that I put out here on YouTube, gold, GOLD, was one of the trade ideas, and I bought some gold today. I bought that March 23 call, 23 strike on this. Right at the moment, I'm using 24.24 stop, but if it starts to move up, I'll raise that up a little bit. Hey, we also bought some of this MNST today. MNST, look at that. How sweet is that looking here? MNST currently up 13.5%. Bought that today. Sweet little chart. Take a look at the 2-day chart, and you can see this Morningstar pattern setting up in here. Well, actually, it's broken out, so nice little Morningstar pattern. Back to the daily chart, and it's, we've got these two candles in the middle of these two bodies, this bearish body, bullish body. So right now, this MNST is looking pretty good, and I will look to be selling tomorrow on some strength, selling at least some of the MNST. We bought some AMD this morning pretty early, and it popped up here, and I did sell half of it. All of these buys in closes, and I made a few stop adjustments. These are all posted on our members app. So if you take advantage of the 7-day trial, you will be eligible for that app. So like I say, it's worth it, if you're interested. And you get the app where you can, when we post these, you'll see all the posts, whether you're in the room or not. You could be at the dentist and you'll get the alert on the app there. Let's see, LI. We bought some LI today, and that is working pretty good here, up 13.5% on LI. That's another one that more than likely I'll be closing out tomorrow. And on strength, that would make me really, really happy. We also bought some Blink, but it did not close that well today. So we're going to be watching that close tomorrow. It did not come down to get into my stop. We're still up here in the buy box. There's still a green body. So we hung on to that. We'll see what happens tomorrow on what happens on that chart. All right, really quick, let me run through some of these trades that we're adding to the watch list. Apple, I think it's time to maybe look at Apple here. Apple's been in a nice little trend up. Here we've pulled back, and now we're starting to put in some signals that are suggesting that the sellers are not as cocky as they were. Here we have this just a simple down candle, but it has a pretty good wick on it. Not a hammer, but a pretty nice wick on it. We tried to move up, but couldn't get anywhere. We came back down and put an inverted hammer in. This whole combination is a sign that the sellers are stepping out. And then today, the buyers stepped in. We closed over the T-line. Very near the close, I did buy some Apple here. We'll see what happens with Apple. Really not a lot of money will be made in Apple until it starts getting up. Well, let's put it here. It's going to need to break out of these two highs here. 131.70. Yeah, 131.70. And then let's see if it can get through 133, then maybe up here into the 136 area up here on Apple. It has earnings coming up on the 26th, so be a little careful with that. Let's see, MRVL. Whoops, that's not one of the charts we wanted. Here we are. PANW. There we go. PANW. I've got a stop at 351 here. Buy box with a 3.6% risk from the top to the bottom. Looking for a buy in this area or a slight little breakout. If we start breaking out, we buy it. We're going to have to move that stop up a little bit. That'd be a little bit far down there for the stop, I think. And that looks like it has some room. Test this 375 and then maybe get to 400 up here on PANW. Good volume as well. PINS, PINS, is a good looking chart. We had a nice little pop today. Our Trendicator was red through the last few days, and then this pop today turned our Trendicator green. I'm talking about that green dot right there, that red dot, red dot, red dot. That's the Trendicator, and that's gone up. Now, as I look at this chart, I keep, my eyes keep coming to these highs right in here. So, bought in this area, it's going to need to break out, and that's where the real money starts. I mean, if we end up buying in this area here, there's not a lot of money up to here. So buy in here is anticipation that we're going to break out and move higher, and that's where our money is. I like the chart too. One, we're coming off the 50-period moving average, but if you take a look at this, here we are down, and then we come up to this center point. Now, I know this is not the high. I know this over here is the high. But then we come back down and test again, and now look where we are. So we've got that bullish W pattern going on in PINS, P-I-N-S. CHGG, looking at a stop of 89.95, and there's 3.5% risk from the top to the bottom. So if you buy high, we'll be looking at that 39.95 stop area here. Look how this chart is setting up. I kind of like this a lot. Well, here I need to go back a little further. We had a big old cup that was formed in here. See how we broke out, and now we're pulling back right to the Trendicator, and now we're starting to move up. I think that's a pretty nice chart. Take a look at the weekly. We're breaking out of a top here. Look at that monthly chart. You can see that we're looking at some all-time new highs here. This chart looks good. You know, I like this chart now better that I've actually talked about it than when I set it up with the stop and the buy box. It's a nice chart. I wish now I would have bought this at the close today. So I'll be all over this in the morning if it gives me an opportunity. QCOM. QCOM is looking pretty good here. This red line, I just step back and look at that chart. You can see where we failed up here. We broke out, which turned out to be a failure. And then we tested, and boom, finally we broke out here. So we're looking pretty good. Looks like we're right now in after hours, we're trading up just a tad higher maybe. Yeah, just a tad higher. What I'd like to see is a little rest tomorrow, come back into this buy box, looking for 150, 160 for a stop. Now, if this does not come back, what it may do is create another buy up here, which I'm okay with. I'm all right with that. I would just have to raise that stop up just a little bit. MNST, that's a nice chart. Oh, you know what? I think I've already talked about this. I was just mentioned that we bought it. I don't know that I mentioned the stop or the buy box or anything. And I'm probably going to make, no, we'll keep it right here. So yeah, we did. We bought this today, currently up 13.5%. What I would like to see is a pullback into this area, and then we may add to it. If it does that, I may add to it, and then look for it to shoot up higher, either late tomorrow or into next week. So MNST, right now we have a 91.40 stop, buy box, with 1.76%. Between the top and the bottom, gives you a risk. Blue may be setting up. Nice rounded bottom breakout here. Pretty decent little triple tap on the bottom. Here we've broken out that red line right in there. And we've broken up through that 50-day period moving average, and we closed above that. Closed strong today, too. Very healthy into that. Ideally, I'd like to see a pullback into the buy box. Might not get it, but a pullback's into the buy box, and then an alert that the buyers are coming in. That could trigger a buy, and we'll be looking for 52.40-ish, 55.50 up here for possible targets. Uber. You guys see Uber today? Man, that's a good-looking chart. Here we rallied up, tested and failed again. We tested again, and now here we are. We've broken out. We've broken out with a doji continuation pattern. And right through here, here's those in the trading room. Members, you know how I feel about Morningstar type signals. Man, that's good looking right there. That's excellent. Man, I need to even come back. Let's talk about this chart over here. Bullish engulf off the 34 EMA. We come up and test. We pull back. We're still holding inside this candle. I think that's great. Morningstar type signal. It's not a perfect Morningstar. And then we have a doji continuation pattern here setting up. This is another chart. The more I talk about it here, the more I wish I would have bought this at the close today. Darn it. So now we're going to have to be satisfied with maybe if it pulls back, we'll look for that entry in here in the buy box and looking for about $54 for a stop. NIO is setting up. This is another one we bought today. NIO closed just about flat with it. So NIO, another one of these bullish W patterns. Here we are right here. Bump, bump, bump. And then up we go, and you can see we've broken out above the high of the center point. That gives us our W pattern, our breakout. And now we have let me go ahead and extend this, pop out of the box chart pattern here. We bought today on anticipation of the breakout. Some traders want to wait for the breakout. Right now, I'm looking for maybe an add to on this on an inside day tomorrow with a stop around $51.85. Mitch, MTCH, nice run up. We found a little resistance right here, little resistance. We broke through, and now it looks like it's come back with a test, actually a test, another test. This is all testing through here. And then another one of these. Again, it's in the Morningstar family. It's not a Morningstar. It's in the Morningstar family. Boom, boom, much like that. Closed over the T-line. We also can put a trend line on there, and it looks like we just barely, but it did, close over that trend line. Looking for a buy inside the buy box. There's a 3.66% risk from top to bottom, and it may produce some profits here. Taking a look at that weekly chart, monthly chart, there we go. You can see that we're up here some all-time new highs, so there's nothing up there to really stop it except our own imagination and sell signals. All right, that was the trade ideas today. I want to thank everybody for listening in. Remember, check out our Facebook, our Twitter, LinkedIn, and we posted this morning and we'll post again tomorrow any gappers coming up from our Road to Wealth account, our list that we follow. Any gappers coming up on it, I'll post over there in social media. All right, you guys all take care. We'll see you on the other side, all right? Sleep well tonight.